Wait a minute, I got these pages over. No, I don't. And then you say, and then we get to this month's questions. MJ Sewell of the Mike Sewells asks, and early bird again, 9924. Hi, you manly Matt. Surely you've noticed I've ignored all your Shirley jokes. Nyak, nyak, nyak. And the ever maple-leafed Dave Sim. In Comics Interview number 107, 1992, interviewed by Steve Bissett, you say you rarely liked the Cerebus covers at the time, especially if you did it, commenting often, Gerhardt better save this one. Question for Dave, do you still believe this? Yes, definitely. Have you reevaluated your own cover work as you browse through the beautiful IDW cover collection? Not appreciably. There are maybe some that I'm not as unhappy with, but that's still worlds away from being happy with it. Do you have a favorite Cerebus cover, or at least a top 3? And I didn't go to the IDW book, but I did go to the David Banks Cerebus cover book, which is the off-White House reference go-to volume for Cerebus covers, and which might be something downscaled that could be done at a future time. And went through all 300 covers and haven't changed my mind on this one. My favorite Cerebus cover is number 167, which is Gerhardt's cover of the entry into the upper city of Est. And I remember talking with Gerhardt about it and saying, okay, you've done the roadway that circles the outcropping all the way up to the upper city, and sometimes there's buildings, and sometimes there's more buildings. Sometimes there's just one small building. Sometimes there's practically a small village. So we already know those. What we don't have is a stately entrance, which is what you would have for the entryway into the upper city. Nor do we have an analogy in our world of, what would that look like? Well, we don't have, the giant stump that is Est anywhere in our society, and we don't have a roadway leading up to it. So you're going to have to decide, okay, mentally picturing the ornate entry to a capital city at the time, a Renaissance location, and picturing that stuck on the side of a mountain with a road leading up to it. What does that look like? And he, as far as I'm concerned, that was knocked it out of the ballpark, and they're still looking for it outside the stadium cover. So anytime somebody says favorite Cerebus cover, default mental setting goes right to 167. Other favorite cover, 191, the Jupiter cover, the half cover. Another one where knocking it out of the ballpark, where, okay, we know what Jupiter looks like, and we know what the rings actually look like, and we know that the rings are clouds. What does that look like in person? and the richness of the color and the density of it. As I referenced that one, I think it was there was at least a couple of times where Gerhard had, took a lot of photographs of things that attracted his attention, and he had the one photograph of that he took of the sky where it was layered. The clouds were layered in such a way that I said to him, it looks like Jupiter sneaking up on you. Like we just weren't paying attention, and suddenly Jupiter is right here at planet Earth, and this is what the sky looked like over Gerhard's house at the time. And I guess that one really worked because he went, right, I know what Jupiter looks like, and I know what the photo Dave Sim is talking about looked like, and I remember why I took the photo in my backyard. Now I just have to draw in color in a couple of days. 199, the Pluto cover with Cerebus, little tiny Cerebus with his eye patch looking up at us. And another one of those, just explaining it to Gerhard that, okay, it's a layer of ice and it's a red color and it's hovering just over the planet, assuming that what it's composed of is whatever the atmosphere is. It's very, very thin, but it's whatever elements it's got in it. When the ice forms on Pluto, it's 2 or 3 inches off of the planet, so it's like walking around on. How would you describe that? Very, very thin layer of glass, or very, very thin layer of ice where you're stepping through it, and there's actually a gap between the ice and the surface. And again, just as far as I'm concerned, knocked that one completely out of the park. They're still looking for it outside the stadium. In terms of, I designed this cover, this is what I pictured it looking like. How about that? It actually came out exactly the way that I pictured it. If you look at 156 and 157 side by side, Mind Game 5 and Mind Game 6, those I was very happy with. And I contributed to it because I think I got the Cerebus in the facets of the gem accurate enough so that when Gerhard looked at it and went, okay, all I'm really doing is making this red, he definitely didn't encroach on what I was doing, and again knocked his part out of the park, and I knocked my part out of the park. And yeah, 156, I would go. I really like somebody to know, if you're going to say, show me a Cerebus cover that you're happy with, that's the choice that I would take. I was so happy with it that I designed it into 157, and I thought that was a very successful cover. All I had to do was garden variety flying Cerebus, and then do a microcosmic version of the 156 cover and the lettering. And not the easiest thing in the world to pull off when you're doing something that tiny. You spend most of your time testing the pen nib to make sure, yes, this is microscopically fine. A flash forward to Strange Death of Alex Raymond, and that one I thought worked really, really well. And personal for me as well, I would say 283 and 284. Of all the movie poster covers, I thought these made really good Cerebus covers, really good chasing YHWH covers in terms of subject matter, and really good movie posters.
Okay.
So there you go. There you go. I appreciate your questions all the time, Mike, and that's why instead of just going with a top three, I stretched that into 6 of them. Gerhard, geez, Shirley, you better start proofreading these things. Did he really spell Gerhard with a T?
I think his whatever he typed it on probably auto corrected it, and he didn't catch it.
Oh, that's probably it as well. Yes. Actually, we're lucky in that case that 6 of the letters were right. We'll give the spell check a mulligan on the T.